Welcome back to Open House NYC. Now we join interior designer Bennett Leifer for a look at how he brought style and flair to his pre-war apartment right on Gramercy Park. He managed to make the apartment a distinct reflection of his personality and his lifestyle, while respecting the original architectural details.
Hi, I'm Bennett, the principal designer at Bennett Leifer Interiors. Welcome to my Gramercy apartment, right across the street from one of New York's most beautiful and historic parks. I think your home should be appropriate to your lifestyle and should honor the bones of your space. I always maximize the visual impact of every room, no matter the size, because good design is as much about how it looks as how well you can live in it. I've always loved this pre-war building because of its neo-Gothic style, and when I walked into this foyer, I knew with a little work I can imagine myself living here. This entry hall is the first space you see when you walk in the apartment, and pretty large for a space this size. But it's the only room that has no windows, so I knew I had to maximize the light. So I chose a reflective and bright Venetian plaster as the wall treatment. Light colors are great for brightening spaces, but a luster or glossy finish really helps reflect light as well. With the ethereal background established, I was then able to layer in statement pieces, like this de Gournay hand-painted screen. Everyone should stay true to their taste. I love hand-painted wallpaper, but chose not to cover this entire space. I substituted it with this beautiful screen instead. One of my passions is collecting art. I love this piece by Mia Andoh. It serves a dual purpose in evoking an emotional response from me and reflecting light in this space. Design should have a function. This great vignette serves a dual purpose. It gives me a place to throw my keys, a little bit of hidden storage, and highlight some beautiful things like the piece of art my mother gave me as a housewarming gift. Right off the foyer is my kitchen. Like many New York apartments, the kitchen's on the smaller side. Small spaces are a great opportunity to add impact to your home. And I installed this classic black and white floor to finish the room, which I love. It pays tribute to the building. This is my living room. It's the largest room in the apartment, but it's also the room where I spend the most time. You'll see a lot of elements of my signature design in here, but also a lot of great examples of how I like to make the room function well. Here's a prime example of my design philosophy. I kept the original elements that came with the apartment, such as the mantle, but I refinished it to make it look like limestone. I also redid the hearth and skim-coated the walls. So I wanted to preserve what was beautiful about the space, but modernize them and make them work for me. In regards to function, I selected furniture both for looks and for comfort. This sofa has clean lines and is perfect for lying back with a good book. The dining table is both beautiful and a great place to do work by the window. And I have one more space to show you. My goal with the bedroom was to make a bright and serene base, and then add pops of accents on top of it. I really like the color of this bedding, the detail in the rug. My favorite color in the rug inspired the bedding. Even though it's a solid color, the channeling of the bedding adds a lot of texture. For me, texture is almost as important as color when establishing a visual palette. People always want their bedrooms to feel peaceful and serene, but that doesn't mean that you have to go short on the design elements. In here, I set a base of calming and neutral colors, and then added a lot of accents on top of it. Again, design has to serve a function. This room may be really beautiful, but it serves its main purpose of letting me sleep really well at night. Thank you for coming over and for taking a tour of my apartment. I hope you enjoyed learning about my design philosophies and perhaps took away some tips that will help make your home more reflective of yourself and functional for your lifestyle.